Well, hello everybody. Thank you for coming today to listen to what sustainability certification is all about. My name is Louis, and I'm from REGENESYS. And just a little bit about myself, I've been in the industry for some years now, and in terms of from the broadcast industry all the way to the sustainability industry. I started the conference 2 years ago, and from that, the outcome of it, we wanted to do some action-based forum and get things on the ground. So henceforth, this is one of the actions for 2021. And let me introduce you to my co-host, Tim Worthington, and tell you a little bit about himself. Tim,
Yeah,
over.
hi there. Well, my name is Tim Worthington. I run a company called Zarelli, and we are a search engine for green and sustainable products. I've been in the industry for quite a while and have been involved in sustainability for quite a while, and so I'm very happy to be on this call and work with our people like David and Lewis to promote the adoption of sustainability. So I'm going to introduce David. David GOODMAN he heads up the Eden Art Group, which has been running for over 20 years. David has been involved in sustainability for longer than that. Over the last 20 years or 10 years, sustainability has changed from what was considered to be a fringe group or even a radical part of society to mainstream. Governments and consumers and of course businesses have now all entered into this debate. So as this session is focused very much on business, I would like to start by asking David if he could define what corporate sustainability should mean.
Absolutely. First of all, good morning, good afternoon to everybody around the world. Thank you all for coming and for listening to us. And Tim's point about the interest in corporate sustainability ties very well to the answer to this question. And let me sort of tell you the answer first, and then we'll talk about the definition. And the answer is people are interested in sustainability certification today because they make more money. Years ago, people were interested in it because just it was the right thing to do. Today, not only is it the right thing to do, but you can make more money by doing it. So it makes it a whole lot easier for organizations to say yes. So specifically, how we define corporate sustainability, what we have on our website is maximize performance and return without compromising the environment or future generations. And what that means is sustainability should not be a side project costing money and only done because a company feels it's obligated to do it. Sustainability should be a core component of improving performance and profit. If a company selects the right program and integrates it properly, it will make more money while also benefiting the environment.
Okay, then, what do you list as the key factors of a good sustainability program?
So we could spend an hour just on this topic. And what we're going to do is we're going to put a link up on the chat for everybody to look at. If you take nothing else, download that link. It's a link to an article, and use these points as you go about your process of selecting a sustainability program. If you follow this list of action items, you will be very happy with the program you end up with. So let's start with the list here. As you see, the first point is use a third-party certification. What we mean by that is you can either self-certify, do certification internally, or you can use a third-party certification program. If you self-certify, you can help yourself on the cost side of your P&L. Nothing wrong with that. If you, though, want to also benefit on the revenue side of your P&L, get the market to respond well to the fact that you are a sustainable company, you need to have a third-party certification. The market does not respond to organizations that self-certify, that say that they're certified, without having some kind of a third-party validation. Unfortunately, there's too many of us, not just in the sustainability industry, but everything in life, that exaggerate, that basically say that they've done something that they really haven't done. So to get the market to respond to you, to get the benefit on the revenue side of your P&L, which we'll talk about later in this discussion, you need to have a third-party certification. Next, you should have a program that has an employee enhancement component. Sustainability is much broader than energy reduction. There are a number of programs out there that are very good building/box energy reduction programs. Nothing wrong with that. They focus on the reduction of energy usage in the box. They don't care about what's going on inside the box. Sustainability, on the other hand, is about us. It's about people. It's about how we live and work in the environment. So if you have a sustainability program, if you really want to have a powerful sustainability program, given the fact that your people are your biggest cost and your biggest area for opportunity, you need to have an employee enhancement component as part of your sustainability program. Next, certify the business, not the building. Again, the market, consumers are far more interested in certifications of businesses than they are of buildings. They don't respond. They're not excited about the fact that you have a certified box. They are excited about the fact that your business is certified. Next, get a third-party audit. If you want your certification to mean something to the marketplace, you need to have that validation by a third party audit to prove that you did the things that you said you were going to do, and some certification programs offer that. Use a global standard. I mean, it's like anything else. The bigger the program, the more credible the program, the more credibility you have. You need to incorporate promotion of the certification if you want to benefit on the revenue side of your P&L. So pick a program that doesn't just give you a certification, but helps you promote that certification to the marketplace, which will help you on the revenue side. It help you differentiate from your competitive peer group. Progressive improvement. There are a variety of different ways that certification programs are set up. Pick one that allows you to come in as you are, no matter where you are in your, if you will, your certification journey. Pick a program that lets you start where you are and progressively improve. What we want is for you and your staff to be happy about this. We want people to feel good. We want people to smile. We want people to say, wow, that was fun. I'm glad we did that. And a progressive improvement allows you to have that, allows you and your staff to feel good about the process and to continue with the process. Next, annual update. Make sure your program includes an annual update that gives it credibility, which gives you credibility. And finally, it goes without saying, but we need to say it, pick a program that has a price that you can afford and that generates a positive ROI. Make sure that you check into the return that program claims to generate.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, I understand. Well, I think I understand that it's actually there's more to this than sort of met the eye. Really, and picking the right program obviously is really important to make sure it lines up with the business that you're actually operating in. So I see the benefit of the planet, and I see the benefit for the improvement of the environment in which my staff work. But if we're going to invest in the time and money needed to achieve this certification, what is the likelihood to see that reflected in our bottom line? I guess what I'm saying is, will we see a return on our investment?
Yeah, and then the quick answer is yes. Based on global studies of international research groups, I mean these are big global studies, thousands of organizations around the world, actually tens of thousands of organizations around the world that have been studied as part of this analysis. Companies that use a process similar to what we just discussed are seeing a 67% investor return on an investor ROI, a 24% higher net income, and an 11% higher EBITDA versus their non-certified competitive peers. So you got two companies, one of them, and they're both in the same sector, and one of them becomes certified sustainable under the process that we just touched on. They're going to enjoy a 67% higher investor ROI, 24% higher net income, and 11% higher EBITDA. They will make more money.
So, in recent months, we've seen a shift to how large institutions and banks are moving away from fossil fuels and coal. What about other investors? I mean, are they going to buy into this and like it as well?
Yeah, quick answer is yes. I can't imagine any investor that would not like to see its investment outperforming its competitive peers. I mean, the investor community is proactive to sustainability certification because it's the right thing to do, but they're also proactive because certified sustainable companies make more money. They just do.
So, David, what are the odds of seeing operating cost carbon savings?
Based on the studies, 99%. If you would use our program, actually it's 100%. We can't certify an organization if we can't produce energy or carbon savings. So if you follow the above process, 99 or 100%, either way, you're going to see lower carbon footprint energy usage.
Then what about lenders and costs of capital?
Yeah, so this brings us back to the investor question and in effect risk. So certified sustainable companies are seeing reduced capital costs, an average of 136 basis points on debt, 1.8% on equity. Why? Because lenders see certified sustainable companies as less of a risk. They reward companies that they see as being more stable with lower costs. So you're going to, if you again you follow that process we talked about earlier, you become certified sustainable with a global standard that's recognized. The banks are going to respond to that. The lenders are going to respond to that, and lower your capital costs.
Yeah, okay. So, I mean, Zarelli, the company that I work for, is a marketing company. So we're always interested in trends and consumer behavior. So do you see sustainability certification as a sort of passing fad or something that will be in the long term a global requirement? I mean, where do you see it, in 5 years from now?
So over the past 20 years, consumer demand that companies become certified sustainable has been growing. We've all seen it. We're on this call because we recognize that it's a trend that's moving. Today, nearly 90% of all consumers, 87% to be exact, want their vendors, want you as a company producing goods and services to be certified sustainable. And 66% of all consumers globally will pay more, 5 to 10% more, for products made by certified sustainable companies. This is one of the reasons that small to mid-size enterprises, SMEs, which by the way is a company, some countries count an SME as a company up to 250 employees. Some countries counted as a company up to 500 employees. So let's just make it easy and say 500 employees is an SME. So SMEs that are certified under a program that we just discussed are growing 20 times faster than their competitive peer group. Larger companies, over 500 employees, that are certified sustainable are growing 7 times faster than their non-certified competitive peers. SMEs account for 2/3 of the world's employment. So the actions of SMEs impact the majority of employed human life on Earth. If SMEs commit to sustainability certification, we'll move in the right direction. So back to the question. I don't know what the world is going to look like in 20 years, but I can comfortably say that if it looks better, a key reason will be the adoption of sustainability certification programs by the SME community. I mean, further, I predict we're going to see in the coming years greater demand that companies prove their sustainability commitment by using respected global certifications. Companies that establish themselves early will gain consumer loyalty. That 90% of consumers that want you to be certified sustainable, they're gonna migrate over to companies that are, and it's going to be harder for the late comers to take that share back.
So you see this as a way to have a positive impact on a company's brand and establish competitive edge and to stand out?
Yeah, so let's talk SMEs for a second. SMEs are not like governments or large businesses. SMEs do not have big budgets or big staffs. They need to see immediate beneficial results. They must make payroll. Asking a small to mid-sized enterprise to commit to a long-term endeavor that does not produce direct benefits, it's a fool's errand. It's just the SME is simply not going to be able to commit to something that has a long-term expectation of benefit but doesn't directly impact them today. But what do they need today? The biggest issue all companies have, no matter how big they are, where they're located, or where we are in the economic cycle, is competitive differentiation. Finding a way to stand out and convince the consumer to purchase from you versus the other guy. This is an even bigger problem for small to mid-sized enterprises, for SMEs. They're sales centric. They don't have the big marketing advertising budgets that bigger marketing centric companies have. SME competitive differentiation has historically been tied to individuals, the founder, the leader, the main sales rep, rather than brand identity that big companies are able to create TV ads and such. Further, SMEs are driven by direct person-to-person encounters, face-to-face sales. The brand for a small to mid-sized enterprise has historically been people, not imagery. But what has the internet created? It's created a platform for consumers to pre-vet companies prior to that face-to-face meeting. Let me give you an example. Car dealerships. All of us spend an average of 13 hours buying a new car. The first 11 and a half of that 13 we spend online. So most decisions on what dealership to visit, what car to purchase, are being made before that dealer's sales rep has the opportunity to influence you. Decisions on what dealer to visit are being made before that dealer has the chance to press the flesh and have a person-to-person sales encounter. So this brings us back to the issue of what is an SME using to differentiate? Well, we know that the most important variable that consumers have in their decision to pick a company is sustainability. We touched on it before. 90% of consumers want their suppliers, their vendors, to be sustainable, and 2/3 of consumers want, uh, you know, will spend more money for a company that is certified sustainable. So if an SME wants to stand out, wants to differentiate, especially with COVID, where we're having less opportunity to personally interact, a powerful flag to wave is sustainability. However, there's a catch, and this gets back on the point, the very first point that I made, in terms of using a certification versus self-certifying. Over 80% of consumers disbelieve a company that self-certifies. They just don't believe you when you say I'm a good corporate citizen. But over 80% of consumers believe a company that is certified under a global standard. The points we made earlier. And this brings us back to another point we made earlier, and that is, that's why SMEs that are certified by a globally credible standard under the program that we discussed are growing 20 times faster than their peers.
Yeah. Can you actually see me? Because my screen's gone blank, so I'm having to guess this, but anyway, I'll carry on. I can see that certification gives a company, a new talking point for its sort of sales and marketing guys. Is this really such a big, important differentiator for business?
So if I am running a company and I'm trying to find a way to stand out, and I look at all of my, in effect, the tools available to me, what do I have available to make myself look different versus my peers? There's nothing currently out there that helps separate a company, differentiate a company as powerfully as sustainability does. All the data that's out there shows that sustainability is the key thing right now for consumers, and in a sustainability program, if it's worth its salt, should help a company train its people on how to talk about being certified sustainable. I mean, you have to know how to discuss it. You have to know how to explain it to your customers, to your prospects. You have to be able to integrate it into your presentations in a fashion that comes across in a positive way, so that the prospect says, "Wow, that's really interesting. I'm very impressed that you guys are doing that. Tell me more." So the company that helps you go through the sustainability process shouldn't just help you get the certification. They should help you talk about the certification so that you can benefit from it. Secondly, let's sort of take sustainability and set it aside for a second. Just talk about the certifications in general, all certifications. Anytime an organization has a globally accepted certification in any kind of sector or speciality, the market respects that. So if your company becomes sustainable or certified sustainable under a global program, that is something to be proud of, and that's something that people respect your company for. And your sales reps and marketing people should be talking about it.
You mentioned during the beginning that a good program not only helps a company promote, but helps bring them prospects. Please explain, David.
Again, this gets back to the, you know, just handing somebody a certification is not where a program should end. And it gets back to the points we were touching on earlier. The what we do is we have relationships um, with green directories, with green organizations around the globe, with organizations that have millions of consumers that are looking for certified sustainable companies. Tim's organization is the world's largest search engine for green companies. Millions of consumers are out there looking for certified sustainable businesses. That brings us back to the fact that SMEs that are certified sustainable are growing 20 times faster. Why are they growing 20 times faster? Because people want to buy from certified sustainable companies. Well, how do we connect the dots? How do we take these two ships moving in the night and put them together? That's one of the things that we do. When we take a company through our program, we don't just get them certified. We don't just help them talk about it, but we also introduce them to these organizations that have consumers looking for them. So a good program is going to get you certified under the standards that we talked about before. It's going to help you talk about it, and it's going to introduce you to people that want to buy from you.
Yeah, it's funny you should say it, David, because we've just in the process of changing our search function to allow search by certification as one of the key search elements. I also believe that there are other search engines, I believe one beginning with G, that's also looking to promote green and sustainable companies on their maps and things. So I think this whole thing is becoming more and more relevant and more important. So my next question really was, so once we've embarked on this route and we're going to get certified, how long does it take before we can start benefiting from any of the promotional material and activities?
The answer is immediately, and it's not immediately after you're certified. It's immediately after you sign up. We actually start promoting before we start the certification work. In other words, we believe that the promotion of the journey to become certified is as valuable as promotion of a company once they become certified. So once a company signs up with us, the first thing we do is help the company put out a release that says, ABC company has decided to pursue the Edenart Group ISO 14001 sustainability certification program. And every month we help the company put out a new release on the journey. So we're getting the, if you will, the buzz, we're getting the excitement started before the company has the certification. So the promotional work and the differentiation and the revenue side benefit of the program starts right off the bat, immediately.
So how hard is it, David, for the company to be certified?
We have 6 forms. In our group, we complete the forms with the client's input. The entire process can be done in a month. A few emails, a few Zoom calls. These forms are all preset. It's stuff we just input in. The difficult part is in deciding what projects to do. So that can take a little bit of time. Usually it doesn't take a month. Usually it takes 3 to 6 months as we talk about different options. And would you like to do this? Yeah, well, let's think about it. So it usually takes 3 to 6 months. It could be done in a month if a company was on top of what they wanted to do. We put some recommendations. They said, great, let's do it. boom, 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 done quick. But usually 3 to 6 months. But we're promoting during that time anyway. So they're getting the benefit of the promotion even while we're doing the analysis and coming up with the decisions on what we're going to do to become certified.
Right, okay. I mean, one of the other areas, and the one I liked about this program, because very few programs have this element to it, is this whole people side to the certificate. So could you run through maybe some of the impact that it has on staff members?
Yeah, you know, as we touched on the beginning, in the beginning, sustainability is broader than, let's say, energy reduction. There are programs out there that are wonderful programs, and they focus solely on energy reduction of the box, i.e., the building you're in, but they don't care about what goes on inside the box. Sustainability should care about the people and everything that the people do. 5% of corporate GDP is lost each year by every company in the world due to what we call the big five: employee insomnia, stress, anxiety, physical pain, and mental acuity. Every company in the world is losing 5% off the top due to employees suffering from those five ailments. We focus on helping your employees be happier, perform better, they're healthier, your insurance costs go down, the performance of staff goes up, and it becomes a key element in the overall sustainability package. And we're not just doing LEDs and energy savings. We're doing sustainability, which is about everything that goes on inside your company, getting people happier, healthier, more productive, and getting your business more productive.
This is really interesting, David. I think it'll answer a lot of doubts out there. So the last question: Would you would you call corporate sustainability certification a feel good project, profit driven project, or both?
Well, obviously both. We all know it's the right thing to do. You know, when an organization finally becomes certified sustainable, everybody feels good. Actually, they feel good when they're going about the process. They feel proud of their company. This is a feel good process. Everybody should be smiling. Everybody, if we do it right, everybody is smiling. The company feels good about itself, and that's how it should be. But as we also discussed, organizations that are certified sustainable via a globally recognized program, as we discussed earlier, are growing dramatically faster than their peer group. They're able to stand out, they're able to catch consumer interest, they're able to sell more of their product. So on the financial side, you see dramatically better results. On the people side, you see dramatically better results. It's feel good and it is financial. Not a bad combination.
Good.
Very good.
So some of the benefits. So as part of as a partner to David's organization, we at REGENESYS and ESG TV, these are the benefits that we are offering to participants who sign up for the certification, and this happens after the whole process itself. We are offering a 20% discount on ESG TV's channel airtime for corporate videos production, which we usually charge about 3,000 US. In this case, it's just down to 2,000 US, and it all depends on the duration of the time of the the video production itself. We're offering a 10 to 15 minutes virtual interview with yourself, normally priced at 500, no charge at all. Free invitation to go to the REGENESYS forums and discussion. We will be having many of this coming up in the following months and weeks ahead from March onwards. Free attendance to the 2021 Regen Asia conference, which happens usually in September, and the normal ticket price about $100 each. Free membership to the REGENESYS team, which consists of professionals like yourself, practitioners, and many others. So that's our sponsorship benefits to those who sign up. And the next would be from Zureli, Tim.
Yes, well, we're going to throw $1,000 credit at anybody that signs up, which we think is really important, not just to get the certificate, but also to do the marketing and promotion around it. And that $1,000 can be spent either with our direct marketing program, which is called Spotlight Green, or it could go onto some front page advertising on the website, or we can also be used for some of the outsourcing that we do to help companies grow their database or their online marketing and that sort of thing. So it's up to them to how they wish to spend it. So that's our contribution to try and help the world go a little greener.
Excellent. So now it's time for some questions. I'm going to stop the sharing, get back on the main screen, and then, okay, yes, we have a few questions here. Sorry that we couldn't answer all that. We just focused on our presentation. We will share a few things with you, namely the links and everything else. So if you want to start your questions, you can just put them in the chat group so that we can answer some of your questions. Meanwhile, let me get the links for you. David, I have a question here. So for this from Dishat. When you said that the business will be introduced to prospective consumers, does it mean that you have a list of consumers looking for businesses that are standard certified, and they will be introduced to them, and it'll be they will be introduced to them?
Yes. So Tim, who was just talking, he has a global directory that is visited by thousands, millions of people that are specifically looking for sustainable, for green products and sustainable companies. There are other directories in the world that do the same thing, and we have relationships, and Tim just said that he has a special promotional program going on with us, which he does. And so what we do is, once that company is certified, we take them to Tim, and then Tim promotes them on his platform to those people that are coming to his platform looking for certified sustainable companies. So the answer is yes. I don't have Mrs. Smith's direct name, but I have access to Mrs. Smith.
Well, David, do you have any closure? You want to say something as a closure?
Yes. As I started, the link to the article that Lewis has put up, as I said at the beginning, if you do nothing else but take that article and use that as a guide as you go forward, you will be happy. If you follow those recommended steps and find a program that meets that group of recommendations, you will be very, very happy with what you ended up with.
Good.
Excellent. That's good. Well, thanks for coming by, and we definitely hope to hear from you. I'll put the link if you'd like to register and find out more about or continue talking about this in greater details. Email me or Tim, and we'll take it from there. Until then, thank you very much. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.
Yep. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.